You want to go for it?
You go ahead.
All right, let's zoom on in. So new tornado warning now, including Lee County and Russell County.
Now, this will go very close to Beauregard. Beauregard High School is right here. Here's Chewacla State Park. This will pass south of Auburn. I think the tornado part of this storm goes south of Interstate 85, Lee. So I-85 in Lee County could get some hail and some wind out of this. But Auburn and Opelika, this will go south of you. The possible tornadoes right here, a little northeast of Alliance. This will cut right across. You live in Beauregard, you definitely need to be in that tornado safe place right now. Lowest floor of your home, interior hallway, bathroom, or closet.
All right, let's throw up some velocity, see if we can see where that rotation is now. All right.
Ooh, wow, yeah.
Let's move this over, center it on the screen. There we go. Yeah, for real. So we're going to continue to watch that.
So that what we're looking at here, we'll zoom in and do a little pixel query on this. So what we look for are strong areas. This is an outbound wind of 15 miles per hour. Then we have an inbound wind over here of 79. So you're getting 94 miles per hour of what we call gate-to-gate shear. That's where you have these two areas, wind blowing away from the radar over here towards it over here. So the end result is you've got pretty stout rotation happening right out here. Here's Glassy Mill Road. Here's County Road 22. Here's the Society Hill community right here. So this will be a little bit northwest of you.
Well, and speaking of shear, let's quickly throw up shear rate, see what we can see with that too. Another great product. There we go. Yeah, so that's
a little bit of that S-shape. By the way, Lee just got back from a conference that was held by the vendor that creates this software we're using right now. And Lee, take us through this. You actually learned something pretty interesting while you were up there about the shape of the shear rate here.
So this rotation tracker that we use, a great tool for seeing where that shear is and where it's rotating. And what they said is when you start to get an S shape, that is a clear sign. You can be certain that things are getting intense, starting to see a good sign of rotation. And look,
a little bit of that.
So this is just another fact, another confirmation that we're really watching an area of rotation, and you need to get in your safe spot right now. Another great tool that we can confirm, starting to see some tightening, some rotation that's tightening up, and look at that. So we're going to continue to watch that. And just another reminder, another great tool that we have too to show you that a tornado is possible. We're seeing that rotation. And then for areas north, lots of hail, straight line winds. Everyone included in this tornado warning, of course, needs to be in their safe spot, but the tornado is not the only threat that we're continuing to watch as well. Yeah, and
what I've done here is drawn a little storm track, and I'll move this over to kind of the side of the screen where everyone can sort of see it, where me and you aren't blocking it. But this gets into Crawford around 2:30. That's in southern Lee. Smith Station around 2:40. Phoenix City around 2:50. Kind of moving east-northeast here. So Mott, Smith Station. Initially, this is going to be a little farther west. So this is 280 right here. Then you've got 51 south coming out of Opelika right over here. And man, that is a nasty, nasty signature. That is one of the stronger ones we have seen today. I'm going to turn the lightning data off because it's in the way. We'll do a quick, more gate-to-gate analysis on this. 83 miles per hour inbound, and then inbound you got 35. So that's now 118 miles per hour of gate-to-gate shear there. It's a really strong rotation that we're tracking there in Lee County.
Do you mind throwing up correlation coefficient or debris tracker just to check to see if we see anything?
Let me clear that out of the way. A lot of times with the debris tracker, if you animate it,
you can see
a little more, and we don't see anything that jumps off the screen at us there yet. So that's good news.
Good news, yes.
What we're looking at there is the how things. When it's raining, typically raindrops are about the same size. You're not going to have a huge difference in the size of raindrops. But when a tornado hits, you're going to have all sorts of different things lofted into the air, Lee. You could have leaves, you could have big pieces of glass, you could have small pieces of dust. What that product is, that correlation coefficient, that tells us the things that that it's seeing, are they around the same size, or is there a huge spread in the size? Thankfully, right now, what we're seeing are things that are around the same size, but I don't know if that's going to be the case much longer. This is a really dangerous storm, so we'll sort of just diagram this for you. If we have any hail, it's going to be right up here, Beauregard, probably hailing in Beauregard right now.
I believe we do have a hail track. Let's see if anything's popping up. Hail swath, maybe? Oh.
So, yeah, it's a little behind, but
yeah,
hail,
behind.
It's showing some signs of hail there, and I can tell you, just sort of using my experience, there's almost certainly some hail in that.
Definitely.
If you have a tornado, though, it's going to be right back out in here, and I think specifically right there, a little bit east of Little Texas.
And it's heading this way. Let's actually, you want to do a track on that really quick?
Sure.
Let's see. Moving, what, about 35, 40 miles an hour?
Yeah, we may have to zoom out a little bit.
Close enough.
Pretty
There
close,
we
yeah.
go.
So this passes close to or a little south of Beauregard, I think around in the next 10 minutes. So around 2:10 to 2:15, Beauregard, already probably hailing there. If we have a tornado, it's right back here.
Just north of Society Hill.
Society Hill. This will go very near Marvin. So if you live anywhere from Marvin to Beauregard along Alabama Highway 51, you need to be in that tornado safe place right now. We'll zoom in and do a little kind of closer look into all of this. There's Highway 51, County Road, Lee County Road 11, Lee County Road 29. Anywhere out here in this part of the county, south of Beauregard, north of Marvin, get in that tornado safe place now. This is one of the strongest signatures we've seen all day.
Josh, they're acknowledging here the rear inflow is starting to swing around with this. This might be on the precipice of not only producing a tornado, but perhaps a strong one.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And if we can, let's get Eric over at the Chroma Key and get his analysis on all of this, because this is a storm that is wrapping up. I would tell you that the risk, as Eric just mentioned, and I think this is right on the money, not only is the risk of a tornado increasing here, I think the risk of a significant tornado is starting to increase. This is a part of the state that hasn't had a lot of rain today. It's relatively unstable. Wind shear values are very high. It's moving into an extremely favorable environment, and I have grave concerns about the possibility of a strong tornado right now in southern Lee or northeastern Macon County. So Tuskegee, this is past you, but Society Hill, Marvin, Beauregard, Smith Station, you got to move right now.
Well, let's take this now on Max 1. This is the brand new velocity signature, folks. This is very potentially a strong tornado that is now about to be on the ground. I think what we are dealing with now at this point, we have had this enormous rotating wall cloud that we have visually seen on our cameras. These are the kind of setups that produce the big bad tornadoes. I don't think we're going to be worried about just a brief spin up out of this. We may very well, near the Society Hill area right now, be dealing with a large tornado in the process of touching down right now. So again, let me be clear on this. The biggest town name that stands out here is obviously Auburn. You've got folks at the university, anybody who lives in the Auburn area. This possible tornado is south of you. It is not going to directly affect you into the Auburn area. The campus is fine. South of this, towards Society Hill, this will eventually swing eastward on the north side of Crawford, eventually getting into the Smith Station area. We are seeing signs and indications of a strong and perhaps significant tornado right now in the process of touching down. And we continue to wait for this. And boy, Josh, I'm just looking out of the corner of my eye, the way that Barron has this. Let's take Josh on that Barron monitor. Boy, that's bad looking.
Lee's got a quick update. What do you got?
The National Weather Service in Birmingham going confirmed by CC. Tornado likely debris ball on radar.
And again, this could very well be a large tornado on the ground.
I think what we're tracking here is a life-threatening, strong or violent tornado in southern Lee County. And my goodness gracious, that thing is tight and just nasty. What I'll do, I'll zoom in here. We'll look at the gate-to-gate shear and exactly where this thing's located. Lee County Road 39, I'm afraid it's right over you right now. South of Maddox Road, right along Lee County Road 36, 38, County Road 166. And then eventually this is going to cross 51 between Marvin and Beauregard. So if you live anywhere from Marvin to Beauregard, you've got to take this seriously.
Check CC if you could.
Life-threatening weather situation out here.
Big debris signature now.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
That's
it right there. You've got a tornado on the ground and probably a very, very bad one out here in southern Lee County. This is the debris signature showing up right along County Road 11. Remember, though, there's a lag in debris signatures. What that means is this probably touched down right along the Macon-Lee line and is now moving east-northeast. If you live along Alabama 51 between Marvin and Beauregard, stop what you are doing. Listen to me right now. Get in that tornado-safe place. Your life could be in jeopardy. Your life is in jeopardy. Let me put it that way. If you live along Alabama 51, really from Marvin all the way to Beauregard, but especially that intersection of Marvin Parkway and Maddox Road, you've got to get as low as you can in your home. Lowest floor, hallway, bathroom, or closet. County Road 39. This is going to come right along County Road 39. You got to get in that tornado safe place right now. 100, County Road 166. Really, frankly, anywhere in southern Lee County, you need to be in that tornado safe place right now. We'll zoom this out a little bit, do a quick storm track on this. There's your confirmed tornado. Movement with this east-northeast at around 34 to 35 miles an hour. So Crawford, Mott's, Smith Station, Phoenix City in the track of this eventually. I'll say this too, far northern Russell County, you need to be paying attention too. If you live up here really anywhere along and north of US 80 in northern Russell County, you have got to take this one seriously. This is a confirmed and probably violent tornado on the ground here in southern Lee County, and it may very well clip the northernmost sections of Russell County. Now, if you live down towards Seal and Hurtsboro, this isn't your problem. This storm goes north of you, but man, oh man, this is a really dangerous, life-threatening scenario here in southern Lee County. And I'll tell you, I haven't seen a signature like this in a long time.
They will be issuing a tornado emergency soon.
Yeah, so the Weather Service gearing up for a tornado emergency. Let's skip the formality. We'll go ahead and give it to you. This is a tornado emergency in southern Lee County. If our tone and our voice and what we're saying and how we say it hasn't told you that already, hopefully this will. So we'll go back to that's your debris signature right there. This is what it looks like on the storm relative velocity, and my goodness gracious, that is as strong as a velocity couplet as you will ever lay eyes upon. In fact, let me zoom in here. We'll do a little gate-to-gate shear analysis on this. Outbound winds 95 miles per hour, inbound winds 81 miles an hour. That means 176 miles per hour of gate-to-gate shear in this. That is a strong, strong tornado. This is not a question anymore. It hasn't been a question really at any point in the last 5 to 10 minutes if you've been watching us. There is absolutely no question. There is a confirmed tornado on the ground now in southern Lee County. So from Crawford back up towards Meadows Mill, you need to be in your safe place now. Really all the way up from Crawford to Meadows Mill. This is moving in your direction. Lee County Road 124, County Road 126, Lamb Road, south of the Highway 169 intersection, all the way to Highway 80. You got to move now. Tornado is on the way, and it's a big one. It's a bad one. Then along Alabama 169, really from Meadows Mill all the way south to Crawford, State Route 169, Meadows Mill Road, all of these roads that we're calling out, you have to move right now. Your life is in jeopardy. There is a powerful tornado tearing up southern Lee County right now. You have to take this seriously. Now, the good news, Auburn, Opelika, this is well south of you. You don't have to worry about this storm. But those of you down in the track of this, you're going to have to move and move fast because this is a fast-moving, violent tornado. Eric, you had a quick update.
Josh, greater than 200 miles an hour gate-to-gate shear. This is likely a violent tornado on the ground.
Yeah, so Eric pointing out greater than 200 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear is measured off Maxwell radar just a few moments ago. So we'll zoom back out a little bit. Smith Station, this is coming for you. I hope it lifts before it gets to you, but I sure can't guarantee that. And the way it's moving, it's tracking straight towards you. So it's 211 right now. I'm giving Smith Station a first alert that you are going to be dealing with probably still a tornado on the ground at between 2:30 and 2:40. So you've got about 15 to 20 minutes, but don't waste a precious second. Move now, Smith Station. This is a tornado emergency for southern Lee County for what is likely a violent tornado affecting far east Alabama. Over in Macon County, the worst of it is past you now. We'll go back to the reflectivity data quickly here. The warning's still in effect, but you're good. Macon County, this storm is past you, and you can actually check this out, guys. You can actually see
wow.
Wow.
That's textbook. The
debris signatures now showing up in the bottom of the Hook Echo. And frankly, and I don't mean to scare anyone here, I haven't seen a signature like this since April 27, 2011. So, and that's a day that none of us who lived here will ever forget. So you have to take this one seriously. We'll go back to the correlation coefficient here. This shows us tornado debris, and unfortunately we have it, and unfortunately we have a lot of it. There is a tornado debris being lofted into the air in southern Lee County. If you live along Alabama Highway 169 from Crawford to Meadows Mill, get in that safe place. Cover your head. If you have a helmet, put it on. If you don't, grab a pillow or blankets. Use that to cover your head. You want to be in a bathtub. That can offer an added layer of protection. Hallway, closet. If you live in a mobile home anywhere in southern Lee County, you have to get out of it right now. Get as fast as you can to the closest safe, sturdy, site-built structure and get inside of it. Because this is a large and probably violent tornado on the ground over here. So Meadows Mill Road, this is going to be over you any second now. Lamb Road, it's over you any second now. Alabama 169 from Meadows Mill southward to Crawford in northern Russell County. You have to get in that tornado safe place now. There you see the new scan coming in, and unfortunately the story here isn't changing at all. We are still seeing ample signs of a tornado, ample signs of tornado debris, and from now The area of concern is right up in here. So Mott, Smith Station, Monterey Heights, you've got to get in that tornado safe place. So we'll just keep calling out roads out ahead of this. Alabama 169, it's over you now. Meadows Mill Road, over you now. County Road 241, this will affect you. County Road 245, it's coming. Get ready. Get to that safe place right now. Lee County Road 239, all the way from 280 to the Russell line. You've got to move right now because we have a confirmed violent tornado on the ground over here in southern Lee County. There's your latest scan. The storm relative velocity still strongly supportive of an intense tornado here on the south side of Meadows Mill, very close to Meadows Mill. So we'll take that off the screen just a moment. We'll go back, frankly, on a day like today, that when you have tornado debris, that's probably the easiest and best thing to track. So as this sweeps on through here, let's do this too. I want to turn on the skits and see what sort of thing we're getting there from the Barron software. The BTI now up to 7 on this storm. What we'll do, we'll just leave that right there. Shear at 103 miles an hour. We know it's actually a little higher than that. The BTI, though, is 7. That's about as high as you're ever going to get. The actual tornado, personally, I think is probably a little south of where the skit. The skit thinks it's up here. It's right down here. So what we'll do, we'll disable that. We don't want to have any form of miscommunication or misunderstanding right now because this is just too important of a situation to leave it up to the raw automation. We want to tell you and use we train for years for moments just like this one. So Mott's and Smith Station between 230 and 240, but really all of southern Lee County needs to be in that tornado safe place right now. We'll zoom back in a little bit. I want to take you in and call out some more of these road names. Meadows Mill Road, Lamb Road, Alabama 169, County Road 241. We'll zoom in even closer. The tornado is right here. It's over Lamb Road as of the last scan. Remember, though, a radar scan is a snapshot. Imagine if you're standing on the side of the road, you take a picture of an 18-wheeler. By the time you look at your phone and see the 18-wheeler, 18-wheeler's on down the road a little bit. Same principle applies here. Radar sees it over Lamb Road, but we're getting scans every couple of minutes, so the actual tornado is going to be out a little ahead of that. So State Route Alabama 169, Meadows Mill Road, back over towards County Road 241, Long Branch Road, County Road 245, Lee County Road 239, Tharp Road, Lee County Road 235, and 246. All of these highways, these county roads out here, just south of Meadows Mill, south of Auburn, south of Opelika, get in that tornado safe place immediately because we are confident, we are sure, we are certain there is a dangerous, life-threatening tornado on the ground here in southern Lee County. So Eric and Lee are over here. They're doing some kind of behind-the-scenes analysis. Tell us what you're seeing right now. Lee, if you want to join me, you can come on out.
We were debating whether or not we were going to leave our Dothan viewers here, depending on that threat. And I think at this point, we may want to hold on to that, just given the situation right now. I don't know that we want to drop them.
Yeah, so they're doing a little back-end housekeeping work. We provide coverage for 2 TV stations, WSFA, WDFX. We want to focus every ounce of our attention and energy on this confirmed violent tornado here just south of Meadows Mill in southern Lee County. So this is going to keep tracking east-northeast. This is drawing a bead at Smith Station. Can't say it enough. You live in Smith Station, you got to move right now. This will initially affect the western parts of town. County Road 246, 239, 245, 241. This will come basically right up here, right? It's going to come right through here towards Smith Station. So if you live in Smith Station, we've given you several first alerts now. I hope you're taking them seriously. This is not a guess. This is not a chance. This is not a there might be. I am telling you with a clear voice, there is a tornado on the ground, and a big one in southern Lee County. Now is the time to act and take cover.
As high as 18,000 feet, Josh. This is a violent, very serious situation, a violent, catastrophic tornado. Yeah, everything Josh has said, seek shelter immediately, heading towards Smith Station right this very second. That is quite the hook echo.
This is textbook stuff.
It is, exactly.
This will be in a college textbook. They don't have college textbooks anymore, but this will be in a college curriculum one day because of how bad it is. And Lee, another thing I'm seeing, when you get a violent tornado, notice how there's lighter echoes right here. The mesocyclone is so strong, it's clearing that out. It's pulling all that in. So this is just a really, really nasty tornado. And can we check the Storm Tracker's feed? Not Storm Tracker 12, our other Storm Tracker that's out today. Last we heard he was in Lee. He was on Interstate 85. I don't know if he got over here towards this thing, but if we can check that, that feed was in Michael Shipman's email. If we can pull that up, I'd be curious to see if we have any sort of video of this coming in, but it won't be long. There's your hook. There's your hook echo right there.
I have never seen one so defined, Josh.
Yeah, I haven't seen this since April 27th. What we're looking at is this little core right here. That's called a debris ball. It's showing up as heavier rain, but it's not. These are parts of people's houses. These are tree limbs. These are leaves and bricks and boards and glass. And those things are very reflective. So they show up on radar as a brighter ball. And we see them sometimes. I saw this over Lake Martin back on April 27th. And they're rare. We don't see them much. And when we do, it's a life-threatening situation.
Heading directly now towards Smith Station, Monterey Heights. Again, if you live in a mobile home, you need to get out of it right now. Go knock on your neighbor's door. Everyone in this situation needs to seek shelter immediately. An interior room, no windows, and make sure you can throw on a helmet. You can put blankets over your head, a mattress. Make sure to stay safe. That interior room, no windows, closet, bathroom works.
Yeah, it really does. And if we can, Eric, if you have a minute,
yeah,
could you pull up off screen, so over the bearing control panel over there, pull up the web browser and see where Brandon is located and see if he's getting anything or if we even have his feed up? His shot's gone down. Yeah, he's in a part of the world where connectivity is a challenge. So just wanted to see if we have that ongoing.
Do we know how fast this is moving?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's moving east-northeast at around 35. So we'll do another quick storm track here.
Almost here, yeah.
Let's clear that out. We'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. And there's your confirmed tornado. Movement is east-northeast at around 35 miles an hour. So on that trajectory, Smith Station, we've been saying 230 for the last 30 minutes for you. We see no sign of this slowing down just yet, unfortunately. I wish we did, but we are still treating this as a confirmed tornado. The radar signature is off the charts. There is a confirmed tornado on the ground, and it is headed for Smith Station.
Do you mind pulling up velocity really quick just to take a look at it? Oh, yes, Eric?
Real quick, we're getting some news here. Rescue reports injuries on 3951 Lee County Road 38.
So some injury reports coming in now in Lee County. Our news department is here, as always, doing an excellent job covering the news part of weather. And unfortunately, the news we're getting right now is troubling with some injuries in southern Lee County.
I want to make one more point here. The actual line west of that supercell that's about to move through these same areas are also showing signs of intensifying with some rotation too. So hard-hit places like Tuskegee and into parts of Lee County here, there is another one coming your way.
Yeah, and Erica, and I hope our viewers remember, we circled all of this part of the state about an hour ago and said it's going to get worse before it gets better, and unfortunately, it is getting a heck of a lot worse, Lee.
I mean, this is, as I mentioned before, you said you haven't seen anything like this since 2011. I've never seen this in my lifetime. This is a very serious situation. We're going to clear the screen quickly, move this over, moving on in now, knocking on the back door of Smith Station near Mott's as well. Let's zoom on in just a little bit, get a better view there. Should we take it to Street View,
I think
Josh?
so, yeah.
Let's do it.
What we'll do, we'll throw up the correlation coefficient, and we're still getting
violent, catastrophic tornado on the ground. It is confirmed. Get in your safe spot.
Yeah, and now the next people in line here, it's going to be County Road 294 west of Smith Station, County Road 246, and really anywhere along Highway 280 from Smith Station through Mott's back up to Bleecker Junction. If you live up here, there's a service station, big service station there on the left side of the road at that exact intersection. From the Bleecker Junction service station to Mott's, back to Smith Station High School. You got to get in that tornado safe place immediately. This isn't a guess. This isn't us saying we think. This is us telling you without any equivocation or hesitation, there's a tornado on the ground. It's tearing up southern Lee County, and it's probably a bad one. I want to check in with meteorologist Eric Snidel. He joins us over at the Chroma Key with more analysis on this developing weather situation.
Thank you, Josh. And I hate to add insult to injury out of all of this, but the storm that Lee and Josh are tracking right now, right there, it's about ready to jump over the Alabama state line on the north side of Columbus, Georgia. In its wake, we are not done. And this could be a big problem, particularly if we've got damage, if we've got injuries, we've got an area that was just hit by a strong to potentially violent tornado. You are about to get hit again. This is the tail end, the main line. This storm was an isolated supercell that formed out ahead of that main line. This is the main line itself that, as we speak, now is about ready to go through the Tuskegee area. And if we could, we've got our Tuskegee cam there. If we could possibly double box that, we'll give you a second if that's doable to try to pull that up. But look at the lightning intensifying now within this core of storms, and very often When we see the lightning counts increasing, that makes a lot of logical sense. It usually means the storm is intensifying as well. So folks in the Tuskegee area, you're about to get slammed again, and it's liable to be producing some damaging winds. I will note that we have seen some areas of spin in this. It is not impossible that we could see an additional tornado warning that would end up being issued anywhere from Tuskegee and points eastward. And I'm going to say it now, I think the track of this is going to go right over the same track of that strong to violent tornado that we just talked about over the last 30 minutes in southern Lee County. It'll be the same deal. Probably just south of Auburn, this is going to end up plowing right on through. Tornado or not, there's going to be another threat for damaging winds out of this, and it's not going to be a whole lot of fun. We'll go into storm mode and throw our velocity scan up. We're talking winds at this point. Now we need to talk the potential for tornadoes. There's your live shot in Tuskegee as we speak. That's going to be on the right side of your screen. Every now and then you're going to see the bolts and flashes of lightning. Our velocity scope showcasing a few areas of what I would call modest rotation at this point. Nothing that jumps out to us, but understand the environment right now, folks, is so supportive of these things spinning up and not only producing tornadoes, but producing the kind of tornadoes that we remember for a long time. What you got, Lee?
New tornado warning, Macon County till 3 o'clock.
Okay.
8 miles southwest of Tuskegee.
There
so
you
that's
go.
the storm you're in.
So that's it. That's the one that we're talking about here. So Tuskegee, I believe you're going to be back in this, you need to be in your safe spot right now kind of mode. You got a brief chance to get out of it, back in the safe spot right now, and you need to do it right now. And we have this tone about us because of what we are seeing happening with the storms that have preceded this one. The environment is supportive of strong tornadoes today, folks. So when you get these warnings, you absolutely need to take them seriously. This is a life-threatening situation where we have these warnings that are popping. I'm going to throw this over now to Lee and Josh. They're going to get a look on this with Barron. It doesn't look good again, does it?
Yeah, the Macon County situation definitely has our attention, but we're really zeroed in on Lee County right now. National Weather Service chat just confirming a large and destructive tornado. Every piece of data we have agrees with that.
Smith Station, you are out of time. It is here.
Yeah, the clock is at 0 in Smith Station. I think the worst of it is going to be from downtown Smith Station back to Mott's. So anywhere along U.S. Highway 280 runs from Smith Station back up to Mott's. You've got to be in that tornado safe place. This is going to cross 280 any minute now. And frankly, I think this reflectivity is probably our best way of tracking this. Here it is right here. There's no ambiguity in this signature at all. There is a confirmed tornado on the ground right there, right over County Road 246 and 294 and 288, where all three of those roads come together. Moving here's northeast. This is going to go over 294. We'll zoom it in even closer. I want to start calling out. Here's County Road 294 right here. County Road 430 right here. New scan coming in, so we'll clear it, redraw it. There's your tornado right there. So your tornado is going to be right over 294 on the west side of Smith Station. Movement, this is going to go right across Smith Station. We've been telling you for a long time, around 2:30ish, that's when this would move through, and sure enough, there it is, unfortunately. That tornado arriving on the west side of Smith Station right now, and still every piece of data we have still incredibly suggestive of a large, violent tornado here in Lee County. So Smith Station, you're out of time. This is going to move east-northeast, cross 280, and then hit the Chattahoochee River eventually. If you live out here on the east side of Smith Station, particularly along Lee County Road 318 and the south side of Lee County Road 298, this is going to kind of split those two roads in half and head right over 318. So it's going to move right through there, just like that. So we'll zoom in a little tighter. Really nothing.
I believe it. By this point, a little bit
probably
closer.
Over Smith Station. Yeah, we'll just go back to the home view here. Eric was tracking that tornado warning in Macon County. We're not ignoring that either. Let's take a quick look into that, see what we see. Storm relative velocity.
Right there.
There's your possible tornado. This one would be out here southwest of Tuskegee, right out here. So Cotton Valley and Fort Davis, this will go a little south of you, or a little north of you rather. Tuskegee, I think it goes a touch south of you. This will cross US 29 south of Tuskegee. So, pardon me. We'll do a quick storm track on this one, too. It's moving off towards the east-northeast. We'll say it around, probably around 40. I think they're starting to speed up a little bit now. Cotton Valley and Fort Davis, you're sort of, I think, on the southern end of this, but still, you're in the polygon. So I think you need to, as a course of least regret, go ahead and go into that tornado safe plan. Then eventually towards Crawford and Seal over here in northern Russell County, and perhaps again southern Lee County. As Eric mentioned, I think this is going to be a situation where this possible tornado ends up passing very close to or just south of where our confirmed tornado in southern Lee is already hit.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to catch anything.
Now, the other thing I want to point out is over here in northern Butler County, rotation occurring between Fort Deposit and Greenville. No formal tornado warning, but I want to give you a first alert. Fort Deposit to Raymer to Highland Home, you need to be paying very close attention right through here. A tornado could spin up there at any moment, Lee.
And let's take another quick look back near Smith Station just to see where this is moving, because again, this is a confirmed, very violent, very dangerous tornado on the ground. There it is. So just moved past Smith Station, just now to the southeast of Mott's.
BTI still at 7 on that, so
wow.
it's pinging at about the top of the scale.
Barron Tornado Index, BTI.
We'll clear that other storm track off the screen here.
So eventually going to move on into Georgia.
Yeah, it's right along Lee County Road 298 right now. This will cross. If you live along Lee County Road 318 right now, near the Chattahoochee River, you've got to act right now. You've got to get in that tornado safe place immediately. This is a confirmed life-threatening weather situation in southern Lee County. This is going to cross 318 in the Chattahoochee River and then move over into Georgia. And I will tell you, if you have family members or friends who live over here in Georgia, west of Fortston, west of Double Churches, this will be north of Columbus, north of Phoenix City. You need to call them right now, text them right now, and tell them, watch WSFA-TV out of Columbus. They'll be covering that storm like a hawk. We've got it in Alabama. We hand it to our sister station in Columbus once it moves over there. But there's your tornado, and it's a big one right here on County Road 298 moving towards 318.
And now just south of Tuskegee.
Yep, we've got an imminent tornado threat now for south of Tuskegee.
Let's move on over. Let's back this up a little bit.
And we got the camera there, by the way, live right now if we want to take that.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it is on the screen as of right now.
Look up and down that entire line, Eric. Check this out on Barron. There's just so many of these
Look at
little
the kinks.
Yep. One after the other. We are going to have multiple tornadoes.
This is equal opportunity. I think everybody along that line deals with some severe weather threat.
Absolutely. We'll go in and do a quick analysis on this one.
Whew, wow.
Man,
there we go.
Yeah, that's... it won't be long until I think we're seeing a debris signature on this. We'll check that quickly here. Right now we don't see anything. That's good news. But based on the velocity signature that we're seeing here, we think there's an imminent threat of a tornado here in Macon County. The 74 mile per hour inbound, 27 outbound, so that's 101 miles per hour of total gate-to-gate shear. And remember, we're just sort of doing that on the fly. The National Weather Service is sitting there. They don't have to talk to anybody, so they can check out their computer screen and do it. We rely on their data as well. But no doubt about it, strong rotation south of Tuskegee. This will go just a tick north of Cotton Valley and Fort Davis. But if you live from Davisville to Tuskegee along US 29, you've got to move now. And
we just got a report that 5,900 customers of Alabama Power are without power as of right now.
Look at that.
There we go.
That's going to end up being a tornado on the ground, guys. So Macon County, south of Tuskegee, you got to get in that safe place right now.
How about we jump to Street View?
Okay.
Just a little bit, just to see where it is.
Not a lot of streets out here, I can tell you. I've been out in this part of the world. This is a relatively rural part of the state. There's Macon County Road 46, Davisville. There's a historical marker for the old Fort Davis right down here. Cotton Valley's right down there near the county line. Debris signature showing up now. There you go. It hasn't made it into our system just yet, but it won't be long. I mean, just based on this alone, we know this is a confirmed tornado. So 95 miles per hour inbound, and then the closest outbound pixel, 29 miles an hour. So this is well over 100 miles per hour of gate-to-gate shear. We'll turn on the Barron skits if we can and see if they are what we've got with that.
Nothing popping up yet. Well, let's put our own storm tracker on it right now. Track this location.
So there's your
south of Tuskegee, south of Little Texas.
Movement is east-northeast at around 35 miles an hour. We didn't quite get out far enough with that, so let's clear it. So there's your, what I'm going to call a confirmed,
They are.
Technology. They're calling it a confirmed tornado? Yeah. So confirmed tornado just on the south side of Tuskegee here, and we'll turn the storm track on. This is moving east-northeast at around, we'll say around 40 miles an hour. That gets it out towards Davisville basically right now. Crawford and Mott's down the road. I think 40, 45 minutes for you. And if anything, I think 40 might be too slow, frankly. I think these may be moving a little faster than 40 miles an hour. The tornado over in Lee County, that is now on the Chattahoochee River. We still are seeing significant signs of a violent, damaging tornado. There's still debris in the air over this.
We got a new one. Sorry to interrupt here. Circulation organizing northeast of Greenville will be moving into northern Crenshaw County. That is a tornado warning now.
That's the storm we were just talking about. Yeah, we gave you a first alert, Highland Home. That's why we were talking about.
Mind if I take it to home view?
Yeah, absolutely. And Eric, if you want to hop in here, I'll go over to the chroma key. We'll kind of swap out and keep this thing moving around.
There you go. Right in there's your new tornado
Let's
warning.
quickly go velocity or reflectivity.
Okay. Throw velocity up. Go ahead and you can do a little zooming in on that if you could.
Oh,
Lee.
right, yeah. So right within this area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
so
definitely tightening up.
I do believe Greenville is more so in the clear here.
It does appear that way. You know, see the way they've drawn this polygon here. So there's downtown Greenville. This is Interstate 65. The tornado that's possibly on the ground at this point is now east of I-65. So Greenville, I don't believe you're technically included in that. If you live on the east side of town, you've got a Greenville zip code, but you're on the eastern end. Technically, you may be seeing or at least hearing the sirens going off out of that. But our possible tornado is going to be right about in here. There's Fort Deposit. There's the Lita-Hatchie area. So we'll kind of zoom this out a little bit to get your bearings. This is clipping the northern part of Crenshaw County and the far northeast part of Butler. The tornado right now is technically on the northeast side of Butler County, just to the southeast of Fort Deposit. But this will slide into northern Crenshaw County. So Lee, folks in Brantley, folks in Luverne, they are okay out of this. Weather's going to be getting bad, and we have to watch the southern end of this line too. But yeah,
Let's put a storm track on that.
All right, we'll go ahead and throw that on there. Storm is moving generally east here, and we'll throw it at about 40 miles an hour or so. Throw that if we could.
Highland Home, 247. So just a few minutes now. Already get into your safe spot. Interior room, no windows. Doesn't hurt to throw a helmet on, some sort of that.
You see what other towns showing up down the line in there.
Troy
we
Airport,
have to watch.
314.
Yeah, you know, it could eventually get into Pike.
We did just mention that everyone along this line needs to stay aware. Just stay with us because we could see multiple spin-ups throughout the rest of this day. We do believe there's the possibility, good possibility for more tornadoes.
And not just where you're seeing them now. I think other parts of the line too. Josh using the word kinks. That's technically the most accurate term we can give you along this line. The kinks are indicative of multiple rotating thunderstorms within that line. And this, again, we cannot stress enough, is the kind of setup that produces this.
So we're going back. Oh yes, Josh.
Well, just a couple of quick kind of verbal notes here. Lee County radio traffic reporting people trapped in homes in Beauregard. Storm chasers reported. This was a few minutes ago, but a massive wedge tornado on the ground over in Lee County. That's not a surprise. Bullet hole correlation coefficient east of Davisville and Macon County as well. So
that's a big tornado.
That was that was a big tornado. We can't really speculate on what would be rated, but that was a large, violent tornado.
Yeah, you feel that'll be a big number.
That'll be yeah.
And for what it's worth, this is now about the time here that you're going to start hearing and seeing reports of what kind of damage this has done. And given everything that we have seen, whether it be through the data or whether it be through some of these early reports trickling in, I can't imagine it's going to be good.
No, not at all. Let's quickly pull up like reflectivity. Let's see if we can see some sort of hook echo. No.
It's a messy signature.
It is, yeah.
So velocity is very helpful in that regard.
This is our key. Again, great tools that we have to show rotation and where a potential tornado is.
And you see, so there's Tuskegee. So folks in downtown Tuskegee at this point, you're technically clipped by the warning. The tornado is going to be just off to your southeast now. Let me redraw that as we just got a new scan. There's the Little Texas area. There's Warrior Stand. There's Alliance. So we're splitting those two communities right now. And we'll zoom in, Lee, and we'll give them some roadway names as we continue to watch this. There's County Road 26.